see anywhere else. And I think like that's one of the things, like I am so approachable and reachable. I'll always get back any questions. I'll always respond. Like most of the stock market big accounts on Twitter, let's say if you have over 10,000 followers on Twitter, most of them will only respond to you if you have over 10,000 followers on Twitter.
Wow.
If you are just freaking, Billy Joe that have 23 followers, you're wasting your time. They're not gonna respond to you because that's not the engagement that they're looking for. Like I'm probably the only account that I don't consider myself a big account, but I have about 17,000 followers, and I'm probably the only one that responds to DMs, engages with everybody. I don't care. I don't even look at how many followers you have. If you are somebody that you are asking a legitimate question, I will do my best to get back to you. So I think that separates me completely from majority of the stock market, let's call it influencers or whatever on Twitter, because and I remember a post that I've made on Twitter when I had about 300 followers on Twitter, and I posted one thing and I had it pinned to my profile, and I said, when I have 10,000 followers, I will still be the same guy that I am right now with 300 followers.
Yep.
And right now I have almost 17,000 followers, and that hasn't changed. I'm not
that's part of your uniqueness. That's what separates you. That's the game changer.
Exactly. Because
you have to stand
just
out.
Me. Exactly. Like people change as they, like blow up or whatever. But I've been on Twitter for a little bit over a year, and I have almost 20,000 followers.
Nice.
Like I'm the same guy that signed up for Twitter a year ago with 0 followers, posting videos on YouTube that were getting no views. Like I'm the same guy, and people laugh because everybody's like so serious and stuff. And I post jokes and just like I'm a normal guy. And a lot of people, they have like, they have so many people like blowing smoke up their rear that they think like they are this like royalty division of social media, that you have to be at a certain level for them to even interact with you. And it's just messed up. And just from seeing like literally how messed up at least the stock market community in Twitter is, makes me exactly the way I am. Because I'm the one that, calls them out, talks crap to them. Like, okay, this trade absolutely sucked. And I'm always I'm always getting blocked by 50,000 follower account, 100,000 follower account.
But what you're doing though is you're building up your credibility with your audience. Yeah. And so the next time you start posting, they're going to start watching you more and more, which is probably leading you to all of your followers that you're getting right now.
Yeah.
Which is,
and
one little factor,
One thing that I find very interesting, I found it was last week. Very interesting case study. So most of the big accounts, one thing that they are notorious for is for only posting winning trades. Okay. Which is very misleading for the beginners, because they are creating these false expectations that once you get to a certain level, you don't take losing trades. Okay. So it's very toxic for the new guy, because it literally makes them feel like they are not good enough, that they are doing something wrong, when in reality it's part of the journey. You're going to take losses every time. So last week I got absolutely smoked trading the S&P 500. So the CPI, the Consumer Price Index inflation number came out, and it was, over expectations. Everything was pretty bad. The market started dumping, and I went short the market, and the market absolutely turned around and rallied all the way up to new highs. I got absolutely smoked. So I post my loss on Twitter, and I said it. Yep, I did not get a good read on this. They absolutely got me. I got absolutely smoked. Like there was no way to talk about it. No, there is no other way to put it. I got the wrong read, and I got smoked.
So before you go on there, what was your mindset? How'd you flip that? From last week to this week, real quick, if you can just share that with the audience. What was that? You dipped a little bit in that failure. What spiked you back up again?
Go
ahead.
Yeah. So, and this is the thing that I talk to my guys a lot. It's like, when you're a new boxer, right? Once you take those first couple of punches in the face, they're gonna really freaking hurt. After months and years of boxing, they're not hurt that much. They stop. Your brain is an incredible machine that will get adapted to anything that you put it through, which is why it's so important that you continuously push your limits, because you think that is the limit, but it's really not. It's just your brain trying to protect you. Your brain main purpose is to keep you safe. If you step out of that comfort zone, your brain is going to tell you, hey, slow down. This is a little dangerous. When in reality, it's not. The same thing happens in trading. The first couple of big losses that you take, yeah, they hurt. So I've gotten sick of my stomach 3-4 years ago for taking a horrible trade, blowing an account, punch a monitor, throw a keyboard, that kind of stuff. But after years and years and years, I know it's going to happen. It's a necessary evil, because also the funny part is I was on a very nice win streak. Okay. I was green for 10 trading days.
Oh, man.
Straight. And I always also tell my guys, your biggest loser always comes after your biggest winners, because you start getting cocky, you start getting arrogant, and the market will humble you very, very fast. It doesn't have to be right. Yeah. There is a very famous quote that says, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay liquid. So
I like that.
It doesn't have to make sense. And there is two choices, two options when you are trading. You are either right with the market or you are wrong. The market is never wrong. The market is never
the house
wrong.
Never loses.
The house never loses. The market
in long term.
Exactly. There is no way. So you know what? It sucked. It was a juicy trade. Gave back a lot of my profit from the winning streak, but it has happened so much to this point that I'm kind of thankful for it. It's because it's a humbling experience. It's like, all right, dude, this is your pretty much your sign. Like, step out of the gas a little bit. Step out of the gas a little bit. And I told my guys, and and it was funny because when I posted that on Twitter, I say it's all good. We'll get him back tomorrow.
Yep.
But the case study, what I was paying attention is, from posting that losing trade, I gained 150 followers in 30 minutes.
Okay.
And people are like, oh my God, thank God, that you are a human too. And people are like, oh wow, you guys do take losses. And it's something that is this huge misconception, because these guys, again, they are only luring people into their stock market programs. It doesn't look good for business if you take a losing trade.
Yep.
You have to keep
him right.
You have to keep him focused on the Rolex and the Lambos. You cannot show him anything else, because that's what they're selling.
Do you think they're getting complacent? They're getting complacent. They've been stuck on their same pattern because their marketing's been working and their program's been working.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like they're getting complacent now? I think a big factor right now is, you pointed out a lot of great details about this, is that we're going through a change right now. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs are starting to see that, because just like, I think one thing that you and me have is that we have that keen sense of situational awareness. Just like you said, right? You joined other chat rooms, other Discord groups before, but your situational awareness was up there. You were like, wait a second, this is just like everybody else. What if they just did this one thing different, change the read only, and open that up? They would probably have so much more, right? So you took that and you twisted it and molded that into your own life formula, so to speak,
Yeah.
And then it jumped and it elevated you, and it built your trust and credibility with your audience. I mean, everything just started exploding from that. And it seems like you're taking one thing away, two things away, and you're molding it and creating this 3 or 4 dimensional entity right now. And it's just growing and growing and growing. And just like you're gaining all this life lessons, this life experiences, and you're sharing both sides, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
Yeah. Dude, I think on a niche, the stock market specifically, because not a lot of niches involves that much money. The stock market is 100% about money. So creating false expectations at the end is going to bite them in the butt.
Yeah.
Because they're going to realize, okay, guy, there is so many of these like big accounts and ads running on Instagram that have been caught paper trading. So taking trades with fake money and so many frauds. Because at the end, these guys are making 10 times more money from their chat room revenue than from trading. A lot of these guys don't even trade real money because they don't need to. They don't need to trade money. They're getting enough money from that chat room. Mirrors. Exactly. So many of them do, like, every day get caught paper trading. They took the wrong screenshot. They got the wrong thing on the screenshot.
Everybody's watching, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody's
watching. Dude.
Everybody's watching.
It happens all the time. But this is a lot of emotions that come being in the stock market community, because I always talk about this to my group on the lives. We as humans, one of the biggest emotions is greed. And regardless how you think of yourself, if you consider yourself a hard worker, an entrepreneur, something that is willing to put the work to get what you deserve and stuff like that, even if you consider yourself that person, if somebody comes and tells you you can make this much money this easy, you are very likely to go that way, because we are always going to take the path of less resistance. Yep. So we're this survivors. This is something that they use to lure these people in. Hey, you only need this and you can make this much. And there is so many scams going out there. I've known a handful of people that have gotten scammed big amount of money from fake accounts of myself.
Okay. So what do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing that those members, those clients or prospects that you're talking about? Do you think they're jumping? Do you think they're jumping the fundamentals and jumping straight to the money? Straight to the smoke and mirrors?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Is that what's happening? And is that where you come in?
Yeah.
Is that where you come in and kind of fill that void right there? You kind of bridge that gap for them, so to speak?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm always making jokes and stuff like that, because people be posting like all these crazy fancy stuff and like everybody wearing like Versace all the time and Louis Vuitton. And then I go to Target and I post a picture of myself like at Target with a Target shirt. And I said, I treated myself today to a $15.99 shirt. I'm such a furu. Because I'm just a normal. I'm a regular guy, dude. Like, if that's not my personality, I'm not like a flashy guy. So I don't need to sell you a lifestyle, because honestly, my lifestyle is pretty boring. I'm not going to make something up just to lure people in. Like, I'm not going to go to a freaking VIP club just so I can take a couple of pictures with VIP bottle service to post on social media. I don't do that.
Welcome to the last 10 years of influencers.
Exactly. Like,
they don't have the gratitude, they don't have that humbleness,
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that I have to offer is education, transparency, and experience. I'm not offering Lamborghinis. I'm not selling Rolexes. I'm not selling freaking gold chains, and that's just who I am. Those guys that do that kind of stuff, they will be okay for the short term, but like you said, there is a shift coming. People are getting smarter and people are picking things up a lot faster than they used to. Now, with social media being so big and so open and so available, people are starting to notice, like, yo, like, why does your trades, your gains always end with 0 cents? Like why is always an even number? Like that's almost impossible. I couldn't do that even if I was trying to do it on purpose. It's always gonna be a weird number, right? Like 1,348 with 56 cents. Like it's always like, but what, dude? Like how your trades are always like 12,000, like to the penny.
Flat.
Yeah. You made $15,050. Like people are picking things up a lot faster, and that's why a lot of these guys getting exposed every day. And again, they've been doing so good that they, like you said, they are so complacent now. That they are starting to slack. Like I said, posting screenshots, and they didn't notice that in the screenshot they got the little part that says paper trader, and they're trying to flash it. People will be like, "Get out of here, bro."
Yeah, see, everyone's starting to pick up these little indicators. These little patterns, little behaviors, the little things, because there's so many now. There's so many people that we're losing the quality, right? And I think everybody's starting to bring it back again. Everybody was pushing everything out. Now it's like, okay, I gotta bring it back. I only gotta pick and pull. Okay, there's Israel right there. Okay, I gotta keep him close because I know he's real. Oh, not that person. I already know how that person. I'm gonna keep him out there a little bit. And this is the first time during COVID where e-commerce pulled away from Amazon. Meaning, this is the first time that the United States tried different outlets other than Amazon. More than 78% tried different platforms, e-commerce, rather than Amazon. So even Amazon's starting to get complacent, or just everyone's realizing their patterns, right?
Oh yeah,
there's other outlets, because they want that transparency like you bring. They want that realness. They want that uniqueness. They want that they want to make it real. They want to be able to touch you through that monitor as much as they can. That's awesome.
Dude, like sometimes like honestly it gets like overwhelming, because like I get up and I come to the computer and I have 86 DMs, and I try to get back to all of them. Obviously, if you are asking something that you can Google and find out in 3 seconds, I'm not going to take the time to get back to you. But if you have a legitimate question with a legitimate scenario, like, hey man, like, this happened here, like what you think that was, like stuff like that, I 100% of the times respond to those people. And like I was that guy on the other end of the screen asking questions to these other guys that they wouldn't even, I could see that they wouldn't even open my message, but they will present themselves on Twitter, and they will be like, okay guys, I'm just trying to help you guys out. If you have any questions, let me know. Then you ask them a question and never get back to you. It's just kind of like, they just post that there as like a placeholder. So, okay, so if anybody comes here, they can see that I'm nice. But in reality, no, unless you have this many amount of followers or whatever, you get 100% ignored. And that's why I started my YouTube channel, Beginner Investor. That's why I started the Beginner Investor Twitter account. And that's why I started the Discord, because
let's go there. Let's go into how you started it. So let's go back. Let's backtrack a little bit. So what led you to starting the Beginner Investor Group, the business, and your success, and how you got to where you're at right now?
Yeah. So I am what is called a small cap trader. So pretty much my niche, where I'm the best, where my skills are the best, is trading small caps. And for you guys listening that don't know what I'm talking about, a small cap is referring to the size of the company. So the market of the, like, for example, Amazon is $1 trillion company. That's a large cap. But I trade companies that 99% of the people never heard of, like biopharmaceutical companies that are working on vaccines, or very small companies, $50 million in market cap. Very, very small companies. These companies, they are very volatile, and they are highly rigged. And by rigged, I mean that 70% of the volume of the shares bought and sold within those companies are going to be done by an algorithm, by